Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Massey Ferguson Farm. I am trying to get my baler started here. And Kyle is making some nice windrows. And what we're doing is we're going to make some silage bales for sale, since we already have a decent amount of food stored up in the barn. Now, somebody told me that the hay also counts as grass now, the way that this mod works, so that if you want, you can make hay bales and then you can wrap them and store them. Though I'm finding that in the building, it seems to be that we're okay. Oh man, this is like really struggling to get up this hill. It seems like the hay and straw bales have stayed and we haven't lost any. As long as you park it inside, you're fine. Yeah, it's a big. Even that hill of the Behellers. This is the biggest. Wait, the 3050 is the biggest tractor, right?
Be a 3090
or 3090. I mean, that's our largest one, right? And that's about as good as it gets on the uphill.
Well, that's a steep climb.
It's really steep. I'll tell you what. Even using the controller, I really do enjoy using the steering wheel setup. You know, I know we talked about using keyboard and mouse last episode, but it really it's a lot of fun driving in the tractor. For those of you that like spin tires, a new version was announced and is going to be released in October. Looks like it's probably mostly the same game, but then they are they're upgrading a lot of the trucks, and they're also upgrading them, like improving the maps. Like they've got a whole bunch of new setups on the maps that we already have, and supposedly they're adding some additional missions in, so it's not just logging anymore. But if you like spin tires, that's going to be coming out soon, so that's pretty cool.
I thought that game, like, that they just quit development on it.
No, they had some big issues though between the developer and it was one guy programmed it, and then he didn't get along with the publisher, and so there were some issues going on there. But he did continue to develop it. They worked it out. Basically, said if you want the rest of your money, you have to finish working on the game. You can't just bail out. But they actually have a full development team working on it now, so it's no longer just one guy doing it. And they also have Peggy 3 has picked it up, and also the Focus Entertainment, same company that does this. So they got a pretty big simulator publisher behind them now. So I think that they probably will be fairly successful. I hope. It's a great game. You've played it, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the new version. Oh, and if you're an owner of the original version, you can get the new version for half off. So, a 50% discount for people that have the original game. That's pretty cool. So it'll be $15. I think I made 3 bales so far. So yeah, the turnout's not so great, but. I'm going to make a UE here. That's 2 bales. I mean, we're not going to get a ton of bales, but figured maybe
We'll have something.
Yeah, a couple $1,000s. Love the sound of that tractor kicking in. Engine working hard. It's nice to not have to stop every 2 feet. What game are you playing, Seth? Unravel. Oh, yeah. Still pretty sunny for 6:41 in the morning. I guess it's late summer. It's like it is right now. This is like... We're actually playing in late summer. How did you like the clips today? Did you get to see it at all?
We had like a 50% here today.
Oh, weird. Like I thought you'd be more in the path than we were.
Nah, it was north of us.
Okay. We were at 80%. It got dark. Like not like nighttime, obviously, but it was pretty cool.
It was enough to make my goats act weird.
What'd they do?
I locked all my animals in so they wouldn't stare at the eclipse.
Oh, okay.
And I go out there to put a bale in the feeder. You know, just put a small bale in the feeder just so they'd have something to do inside the barn. And when I go inside, they're all facing east.
What?
Yeah, they're all facing east just because.
Oh, did it creep you out?
Yeah, because I walk in, they're all just staring at a wall. I'm like, is there something over there?
Kyle said when he went into his barn today during the eclipse, all the sheep were standing facing the east wall. It's creepy.
Why?
I don't know. He doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. I know they said that they were, when we were watching the NASA feed, and they said that they were marking cows and trying to see like how the different cows behaved, like if they would behave any different during it. And they predicted that they would. They're like, we think that they will behave differently. I never thought about that. That's kind of weird, but.
All right, you got one more little thing that wasn't worth me raking.
That's okay. Where's that at?
It's like right in the middle of the field.
I need to get outside so I can see. I don't even see it. Oh, I see it. All right, I'll meet you down on the other field. I'm gonna stop in and check real quick while I'm up here, and see about. Stumped that off. There we go. I got some bales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's almost as many as we got last time, isn't it?
Yeah, last time we got 7.
Okay. Oh, nope, our silage bales are disappearing. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. We have... That was the grass bales. We have... Nope, the silage bales are all here. I can't tell how much capacity they have, but they're still here, so they should be fine.
You gotta stick a fork in them to see what's going on.
It's like checking a turkey.
Yeah.
Yes, John. Nope, there is no solar eclipse in Farm Sim. Sad to say. Sad to say. They did what?
Yeah, my neighbors had to. They had to chase their cows. They have a couple cows on the farm that are sick, and they had to put them inside the barn because the moment the eclipse started, they all looked up.
Oh, jeez. Well, I wonder why.
I think it might just be an animal psychology thing that, you know...
It's getting dark in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this glowing thing that's always been there for them is all of a sudden gone. You know?
It's weird.
And so they're all confused, and they want to know why, and so they look up to see what's going on, and then they see that it's a completely different image up there, so they just stare at it.
It's so weird. Cows. Crazy cows.
Their horses, though, didn't even care. They're like, ah, whatever.
That's funny. Yeah, we were driving. It was kind of cool because we left right when it started. We had to take Ryan to get his car licensed, you know, and then we came back when it was like as it was ending. So we kind of watched it get all the way dark and then all the way back bright again. And then when we were at the DMV or the BMV, some of the girls came out and they let the kids try. They had glasses. They're like, "You want to try it?" So all my kids got to see it, and I got to see it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I watched it through my phone.
How do you do that? You hold it up to the sun or whatever?
Yeah, you just aim the camera at the sun, but you put a sunglasses lens over it.
Oh.
That cuts out all the glare that would normally hit the camera.
Okay.
And then you can see it.
Well, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. So why is it that it hurts your eyes?
Well, it's not like so much that there's like more damage being done. It's a thing that we really want to see.
Okay.
And normally you don't stare at the sun because it's
Right.
the sun, it's always there and you're used to it. But when there's an eclipse, things are changing, you know, things are different, you want to see what's going on, and so you're going to stare anyway. And you're still going to get all that same sun damage in your eye.
Right.
And so, you know, they just come up with those glasses to protect your eyes for the time you're going to stare at the sun.
Right. I just was wondering, like, does it... I was under the impression that people think that it actually damages your eyes more than it normally does. Because there's, like, more intensity coming around the edges, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No. It's the same corona that the sun always has. It's just now the middle of the sun is covered up.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Like, I wonder how in old-fashioned days, like in like the 1500s, they knew what an eclipse was, because they did know what it was, didn't they?
Sort of. They knew the sun went away every once in a while.
But you'd have no way to see what was happening.
Well, they had figured out like pinhole viewers and stuff like that.
Okay. Like, I wonder when all that happened.
My sister used a pinhole viewer up in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And if anybody would have figured out the pinhole viewer, it would have been the ancient Arabs or the Greeks.
True. Yeah. Egyptians. With their alien technology. Yes, I watch Ancient Aliens. I'm not a believer though yet. Some things maybe, some things not really. It's a good show though. I like what was that movie? Fifth Element?
Oh yeah.
Or The Fifth Element?
That's Fifth Element.
And that ties it into the, you know, like the UFOs. Ties Egypt into the UFOs. It's a great movie.
Hello, Dallas Multipass.
Multipass. Are you hot? Okay, you gotta turn it on to AC though. Make sure you put it on AC and not vent. Just leave it off for now. Now that you got to turn it off, you have to let it sit for 3 minutes. Now that you did that. Multipass. No, you have to wait about 3 minutes. I'll tell you when you can. You can't just turn it on and off randomly. It damages it. Yeah. No, I'll tell you when. It's going to be a little while. Go sit on the bed. I'll tell you when. Don't touch it. John, don't make me angry.
I'm waiting here.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. What'd you say, Seth? What? What's it like when I'm angry, Seth?
Daddy,
You said rage. I'm evil. And how often do I get angry?
Daddy,
Oh, at least once a day.
Daddy,
What?
I'm right by it. With my hand out.
Yeah, I'll tell you when you can do it, John. The only reason I get angry is because you guys make big messes and do things I tell you not to do.
Dad, it's even closer.
I'm pretty gentle about all of it, though, aren't I?
It's even closer.
Sometimes I will drag Noonie around by his hair, though.
Dad, I'm really,
Seth.
Dad, I'm really close to
But
it.
Ryan does that, too. Mostly we make him laugh.
Daddy, can I please?
Right, Seth?
Can I please?
You said no.
Can I please? Come on,
You asking him to sleep?
7 minutes. It's
What?
not
No, he
done.
wants to turn the air conditioner on.
The AC.
The AC. He wants to turn the AC on. Don't touch it. I will turn it. I will tell you when you can turn it on. Not now. This is looking good. No, I don't get angry very often. Like, really angry. Sometimes I'll yell at the kids if they're making messes, but that's about it. Like yesterday, John, when you put the remote in the water, did I yell at you? No. Nope. I just dried it out and took the batteries out and said, well, I hope we can dry it out. I think I'm driving around with my baler up. Shoot. Hold on. I missed that whole strip. I'll catch up with you. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, ugh, John! You can't stick that in the water. It's the truck is the.
Like 7 times.
That's right. Well, we got it fixed now, right? It's all working now. He's so funny. He goes when it happened. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Dad, is it gonna rust?
Is it gonna rust? I don't know. What do you think, Kyle? If you dip electronics in water and then dry them out, are they still gonna corrode?
They might.
Yeah, it probably will, John.
It depends on how much water got in and
A
for
lot.
how long it was in there.
A long time, a couple hours. Because I had to take it home. Like I didn't. We were. It was probably 4 hours before I could open it up. Now it was pretty dry by the time I got it home. Like I got the majority of water out right away, but there was still some moisture in there until I was able to take it home and blow dry it out. Now obviously there was no corrosion in it when I was in there, but
No!
supposedly, well, if it works for another year or two, you know, I'm happy. Because, you know, at that point, by that time, hopefully the price of the radio will come down, and, you know, right now that radio is $115.
Holy moly!
Yeah, that's nothing. My airplane radio is $220. Car radios are cheap compared to the airplane stuff. But considering what you're getting, I mean, it's got like, you know, a bunch of dials and switches on it, and, you know, I mean, it's a pretty complex radio, so it's actually fairly cheap. I was expecting it to be like $200, and I looked it up and it was $115. I'm like, oh, phew. But I'd rather just have it work, you know, not have to buy another one. Because, you know, you can't drive the truck without the radio, and that truck needs a 6-channel radio because it's got all those special features in it that, you know.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I pooped. You want me to push it? Hang on. Let me come around here. I'll push it out of the way. Hopefully I'll be able to push it and I won't roll up on it. I'm just trying to go slow so I don't catch it and push over it. Let me know when I'm clear enough. Are we good?
almost.
There we go.
There you go. Whoa. A little lag spike there almost had me turn in circles I didn't need to go.
Spoik. Lag spike. We're going to run this episode a little long because Ryan's cooking dinner. So after this, I'm probably going to have to go, Kyle, once we do that, because then I got to get the kids to bed and all that good stuff. But so we'll make it a little bit of a longer episode, and it probably will still be another 15 or 20 minutes before he's ready. But I'm asking you to what? Yeah, everybody's to bed. I mean, you can stay up a little bit later because you're older. We could watch, you know. But we need to do our little bedtime stuff.
Voltrons!
No, probably not. It's time for bed. Did you like watching Voltron today, John? John really liked it. He watched it for like 2 hours. Like, I was editing and he was sitting next to me watching Voltron. He was real happy.
I want to watch
Oh, don't do that. Seriously, John. Not cool.
You get not
What did you do to my fan? Why is my fan not working?
Daddy,
Oh, it's unplugged.
I finally told me.
Yeah, turn it. Listen. Stop. 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 Turn it once, twice.
This,
Nope, the other one.
this.
Turn it once, and now again. Good. That's it.
Daddy, what's
Hold on a second, folks. I'm
and getting water?
plugging my fan back in. Oh, how can this be so difficult? Having tractor issues. All right, I'm coming back. I'm in it. Yeah, so anyway, Kyle, sorry for taking so long getting back to record, but my mom came down. Like Friday, I felt I had that really bad headache. I don't know what happened, but I had a headache for like...
Oh my gosh, you did it again.
What happened?
Dropped the bale right.
Oh, jeez. And so then Saturday, my mom came down and we hung out, and then we went back to her house on Sunday. So I wasn't really around at all.
That's fine.
Though I did my farm stream on Saturday, but
Yeah, real life first.
real life first. 1, 2, 3. 3 bales? No, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good. We got a good harvest.
All right, and then there's that little tiny stretch.
Oh yeah, I see that. If you want to grab the wrapper and start wrapping.
All right.
And then we should be done. We have to just leave. We just leave them on the field for now because they have to ferment. Let's see. I want to dump these off. There we go. Fold it up. So on this field we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 7 plus 5, so we got 11 bales? No, 12 bales. 12 bales.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. What's the, are we playing on easy or medium? I can't remember. Well, anyway, it'll be good. About 20,000 bucks in bales, maybe a little bit more. What's up, Rye? We're tractoring. We're motoring. What's going on down there? Smelling like you're cooking. It smells good. How long do you think? About half an hour? 10 minutes? Perfect. That brings us right up on the end of the episode. What happened, Ryan? Oh, hold the line. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it is. Love isn't always on time. Oh, no, no. I will let us know when it's time, Ryan. When it is time to sup. When shall it be time to sup? And then I might contract you again. Let's see. I'm trying to think, Creatus, when the best time would be. Maybe tomorrow in the evening. What's good for you? Like, are you working tomorrow?
Working on my fence.
So what time do you think you'll be? Will you think you'll be able to play again tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Cool. I won't have the kids tomorrow night, so it'll be a little bit. I can play for a bit longer. Though I do have to do my usually Black Chicken and I stream at 10 o'clock at night. So if you want to join us in a tank stream, you can. I know you don't really do tanks too much anymore, but I was thinking,
have World of Tanks.
you know, it's gone. Well, I was thinking like maybe like same time, like maybe 8 o'clock or something. We could do it if that works for you. Well,
Yeah, that's fine.
what time is that your time? Like 7?
Yeah.
6 o'clock or whatever. I'll just text you. Where's the was the wrapper in the barn with all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was parked behind the baler, so I'm going to have to get that out before you put the baler back.
Okay. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll keep the baler out until we're done. I'll just leave it parked out. What's the matter, Seth? I knoweth not. Uh-oh, what's going on down there? Sounds deadly. All right, here you go. I got you. No.
I tricked you.
Oh wait, those are the doors. Okay, wait a minute. I'm confused. What just happened? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. What was that, Seth? A sphincter says what? Your mom is not picking you up tomorrow. I have to drop you off. Her car is broken. I guess technically my car is broken. Yeah, probably like 7 o'clock in the morning or so. I'll be like, get up, get out. No, but it won't be too late because I need to work tomorrow, so I don't want to be like in the middle of the day having to take you somewhere. Soupy, I will keep you forever, but it is kind of nice to have a day or two off where I don't have to worry about what everybody's doing all the time. I kind of need that break mentally. Yeah, I do. I have like one day where if Ryan buys like a box of cookies or a bag of chips, I can just eat some and then leave the bag out and not worry about it being completely demolished by the next morning. That's a real thing, Seth. It actually happens when you guys aren't here.
Oh, we're picking up already?
Well, I'm going to stack them.
Oh, okay.
Just make it nice and neat so it's easy for us to get them. Might as well, you know. The good news is the straw sale point isn't too far from here, so. It was pretty fun last night. We did when I was at the beach. We met an Indian couple, older Indian couple, and the guy was a videographer, like he does Indian weddings. But he's retired now. Yeah, I was like, I work for Z Media. He's like, oh yeah, like everybody's heard of our company.
Well, that's good when people have heard of your business.
Yep. But we're not doing the Indian weddings anymore. They're just too crazy. So, you never get your money back out of it. Like, it's just the amount that you can charge for the amount of work that it is, it's just not. Huh? They do pay you, but it's just, I'm saying you don't. I can't charge them enough for the amount of work that I have to do it. So, I cannot believe I'm having this much trouble stacking a bale. Just put it on there. Oh, for crying out loud. This is where that 4-stack comes in nice. You ever play with that? Nope. It's a pain in the butt to use, though. That's the only downside. But it stacks the bales in, like, 3s.
Oh.
Guys, close the door. I got the AC on now. You wanted it on, now close the door. Oops. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm never going to be able to get... I'm going to have to restack these anyway when they go on the truck. More just to have all these together in a pile, you know. That Coon wrapper is awesome. I love that thing. I mean, not that the round bale wrapper isn't cool too, but it's just nice having flat bales that don't roll away when you move them around. Lag spike.
Yeah.
It's real. Yeah, don't scream like that, John. Or you can just go to bed. Why don't you head off the bed there, buddy? Oh, okay. Imagine that. He's like, I'll stop. So yeah, we were watching the new Voltron. It's all right. Oh yeah, the Voltron came out originally when I was a kid. They had two different ones too. They had one that was made of like 50 cars that made a giant fighting robot, and then they had the one that was made out of the 5 lions. I actually like the 50 car one better, but that one was, for whatever reason, people kind of forgot about that one. So, yes. Yeah, it's all right. It's way better than the original. It actually has like different stories, and instead of like in the original Voltron, basically there was like a witch that would make a robeast, like a robot beast, and there was Voltron, and so the witch would send the robot beast, and the robot beast would attack, and Voltron would try for 25 minutes to fight it as 5 separate lions and lose, and then he would become Voltron, the big robot, and make a sword and cut the robeast in half. That's how every episode went.
That sounds like
Pokemon.
No, I was going to say it sounds like the plot line to every single episode of Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah, Power Rangers, yeah. Or Dragon Ball Z. Oh, God, that was horrible. John.
Yeah. You know Power Ranger is actually Voltron?
No, they look like Voltron, though, don't they, John?
No, they form into a Voltron.
Oh, do they form into a giant Power Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, so it is Voltron. They stole the idea. Though, I'll tell you what, Japanese cartoons have had giant fighting robots made up of smaller robots for a long time. Like, it's not a new concept. I remember I had, as a kid, probably when I was like 7 or 8 years old, was it JCPenney's or May Company was like, they were having like a sellout of like all these old like toys that they couldn't sell. And so I got do you remember Go Daikin? You probably don't remember because you probably were too little.
Nope.
Go Daikin, I think the same company made the GoBots. But they had like these giant robots that I got really cheap. Like it was like $10 or something. And you'd have like one was an airplane, like there were 2 different airplanes, and then you had like this Bio Dragon space carrier. And so the 2 airplanes would go in the space carrier, and then they would form a big seriously like a foot tall or foot and a half tall toy robot when you put the little airplanes together. It was really cool. Like it was a really neat toy. But they were, they were doing that. That was back in like the late 70s before we had the cartoons and stuff. I sold those on eBay for a pretty good amount of money. I think I might have gotten like $300 or $400 for Bio Dragon.
Wow.
Because that one was like super rare, the spaceship that they fit in. It was big too. It was like, like a foot and a half by maybe like a foot tall. The big Bio Dragon. But it's one of those pretty rare toys. Bandai was another toy maker. They made a lot of cool robot toys. But the Transformers were really the first one that took off, GoBots kind of did, but the Transformers hit it big. I was mad, for those of you that like Robotech, the Transformers stole the Veritech fighter from Robotech, and they made it Jetfire. But if you watch the cartoon, Jetfire was like a big transport plane. Did you watch Transformers, Kyle?
Not the original.
No, not the, okay. But you know who Jetfire is, right?
Yeah.
Like he was a big like transport plane, like almost like looked kind of like a Concorde almost. And but for the toy, he looked totally different, and it's because they actually just rebranded Macross Veritech Fighter and sold it as Jetfire. And that always made me mad. I was like, that's not authentic. That's Robotech. That's not Transformers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Robotech was the first serialized cartoon in America. Like, you actually had to watch episodes in order. You couldn't just watch them randomly.
Oh, it had a plot line?
Yeah, like it actually had a full story. Man, was it good. I guess Macross really was the original. That was the Japanese version. So we got our nice little piles for the trucks to pick up on Saturday or Sunday. We'll come out and poke them and see when they're done. Oh my gosh, those pork chops smell good. Can you grill pork chops? I suppose you probably could, right?
Yeah.
Are they amazing?
I don't know. Never had them.
Me either.
Well, never had them
Grilled
anyway. I've always had, like, you know, fried pork chops. And
pan fried, that's right. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
breaded and all that kind of stuff.
I might make a pork chop sandwich tonight. You will? Awesome. Yeah, I will.
Pops and applesauce.
Push and applesauce. My favorite.
You'll make me a pork chop sandwich?
Poof, you're a pork chop sandwich.
Yeah, if you could stay up. I heard that part. And I agreed. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, crap. I knocked over my nice and neat stack of bales. Son of a biscuit. Well, it'll never be the same now. Yeah, so Kat came over on Sunday, my ex-wife, driving my car, and she said, she's like, I smell gasoline, and so I went out, and there's just gasoline pouring everywhere. I'm like, you need to take that to the shop, and you need to turn it off, like let's shut it. So she turned it off, and it stopped leaking, and then she turned it back on, and it started leaking again, so she's got a blown fuel line. And I'm like, oh, Kat. She's like, I don't have any money, and I'm like, well, I guess you're just staying at home then. I don't know what you want me to do about it. It's your car. Hey, I make the payments still. I'm not even supposed to be doing that, and I'm paying for it. And I'm like, you know, I'm making the payments on your car. You can certainly handle the expenses.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's going to be expensive. I guess the fuel line is rusted out. I'm like, oh, they're going to have to pull the gas tank off and everything to line it. Ugh, what a mess. So now, I mean, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to drop the kids off. But the good news is she won't be able to drop them back off again because she'll be stuck with them. She's like, what am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you ask your boyfriend? I didn't say. I said to her, I'm like, well, maybe you should talk to your dad. I guess her dad's spending a month in Hawaii with her brother. And he's actually considering moving out there now.
Ugh.
You said, ugh. You don't like Hawaii, huh?
It's a great vacation spot. There's lots to do.
Yeah, I don't think I could live. Right.
Thoroughly entertained, but after that, you're just going to hemorrhage money.
Right, because it's so expensive.
A gallon of milk costs the same as a gallon of gas.
Yeah, it's crazy. What, Seth? Yep, that's correct. Oh, we need to put this away. I forgot. Yeah, it is. Actually, it probably costs. Well, a gallon of gas there is also like $5 or $6, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. Everything's super expensive. Everything's like. My friends live there. My friend's down in Missy. I think she said everything is at least double And in some cases,
Yeah.
it's 4 times as expensive.
Yeah, you have to pay for the shipping fees and shipping tax and all that other stuff.
Yep, internet's more expensive and it's not as good.
That's because Time Warner controls everything there. They have a monopoly.
But she did say they don't really care as much because they spend most of their time outside. So her husband's a botanist. He was the head horticulturalist for the Cleveland Zoo, and he just loves it out there because he can grow all these tropical plants, you know.
Yeah.
And so he's in paradise, no pun intended. But and then she said, they have a pool and stuff, so she said they just spend most of their time swimming, and
Yeah, they said there's those giant centipedes that are very
it's weird because their house is like split into 4 separate buildings. Like they have each bedroom is a separate house, and then they have like a house with like a living room and a kitchen, and then like a pool, and then like a pool house. So they have four separate buildings that surround the pool. But I guess they're out like in the farmland, so it's like you have to drive about an hour inland. They can see the ocean because they're on the mountainside, but they're not near the ocean, but they have a view. But it's like you go through all these like cow pastures and stuff to get to their land. So, but they got a really good deal on it. It was less than 300,000, I think, or maybe just around 300,000, and they got like acreage. So they got like a house with this pool and everything, and then they got the acreage that went with it, and it's absolutely beautiful. But my brother-in-law has a condo in Maui, like right on the beach, and so that's all he does. But for him, that's what he loves. Like he's been out of work for a couple of years. He comes back to the mainland to work, but then he rents it out when he's not there. But right now he's actually, he's been off work for a while, so he's just living out there in his condo. I'm like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I could see doing that if I didn't have to work, But I have to work, so it's not going to happen. So
look at our selling prices.
Oh, you're looking at what we got? Wow, we must be playing on hard, huh?
Well, no, I didn't finish my statement, but for canola, that great demand just popped up, and it's still there's still a better value at a completely different location.
Yeah, it's like half the value. Oh, we're running on fast. That's why the prices keep changing so much. We must be playing on at least medium, if not hard.
I think you said it for normal.
Yeah, because those prices are pretty low. So we'll get less for silage too. We'll probably get about $10,000 in silage, but it's better than what we got. So sweet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Massey Ferguson Farm. There's definitely going to be more to come, and I am excited. We're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to be selling the Cetera once we're done seeding it next time, and buying a second one of these Masseys because these work now. So we can do that, and then we'll be able to seed to our heart's content. Or we might still do one person cultivating, one person seeding, but it seems like it would be faster just to do this. These cultivate, right? Or no, those are plows. But anyway, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and say goodnight, Kyle.
Night.
Good night. Thumbs up always help. If you want to really help, you can donate. The donate button or text is in the description. See you guys next time on Massey Ferguson Farm.